Is it? Okay. Hola! Oh shoot! I'm about to like slip on my own. Whew. Da 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 da. La 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 la. It's time to begin. I'm taking a break for a second. I'm like cleaning my house up, and I just finished mopping the floor, just in time too. Yep, yep. Okay. I hate, honestly, I don't like talking on topics like this, but it's kind of related to the music. I guess you can call it like a Beyond the Music. I did do a Beyond the Music on this topic, but only on the outside. Like, I just scratched the surface, and talked about a more general topic, like a more general subtopic than what's actually going on. Because honestly, it's just like, people have been talking for years about like stuff like related to this, and now people want to want to go and dig stuff up, and now we have this situation. And all I have to say is the hypocrisy is real, and everybody, oh gosh, there's just so much. There's so many people to drag, there's so many people to call out, there's so many things to call out, and there's so much crap with this whole situation. Every single time she's a trending topic, it's always for a lot of the times it's for mess, and a lot of times it's just like, what, like, are they finally getting sick of her? Are they finally, like, getting tired of the mess? Are they finally like looking at it for what it is? Or are we just gonna have to sit up here and go through this again before people really start to finally wake up? Um, oh gosh, I'm gonna tread lightly on this because I don't know. I feel like me, like my opinion doesn't really matter in this. Although there are people out there who are sharing their opinion on this, and a lot of them are not making any sense. Like this one guy, he posted like a minute and a half video. Um, he posted this one minute ass video talking about some, oh, she's Cardi B. It doesn't matter. She's Cardi B, and you're acting like other people don't do it, and this and that and the other. You're acting like other people haven't come and haven't committed crimes. Other rappers and this and that and the other. And I'm like, that's not the point. The point is, this is not the first time. First of all, that's the first thing. This is not the first time that she has, been called out for being problematic. It's not the first time. And if we let it continue on like this, it won't be the last. Granted, yes, this was something, and this is always the first like argument that they bring up. Oh, it was years ago. She's not the same person. I'm looking at you, Rick Ross. Um, we're not gonna get on you quite yet, but we are gonna get on you because I don't know what it, you got the worst kinds of people coming out to defend this girl. I'm just like, if I ever said or did anything problematic, the last person that I would want to come out to defend me is Rick the freaking Ross. Like, he's the last person. Oh God. Exactly. Exactly. Right. And then people also like to they also like to say, okay, one thing that I've heard a lot of them say is that, oh, we're like, why are you roping her together with R. Kelly and Bill Cosby and Rick Ross and all these other guys? Like, she didn't rape anyone. And yes, granted, she didn't rape anyone, but you still drugged them and took advantage of their intoxication, of their being like, drugged, and went and stole their money. And somebody also brought up a point to say, 'cause like she's always talking about how she like came up on her own, would used her own money. Um, Not when you stole a lot of that money that you used for these studio sessions or whatever have you. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm literally just pointing out what she has already come out and told us So it's like it's not like we're digging like it's not like we're like pulling things out of thin air. These are actually things that she has said and has admitted to, and it goes back to my oversharing video. If you haven't seen it, check it out definitely. It goes back to that oversharing video. Before I get too deep in this, though, I do want to say there is a link in the description of this video and the video, the little like short video of me like singing. There's a link to a GoFundMe page. One of my closest friends, I've posted him on this channel a few times. His name is Nelson. He's like one of my best friends from school, from college. And he was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease a few years back, actually back when we were in school. Um, and he's, continued to live with it. He's like, he turned his life around and started eating healthier and trying to live a healthy lifestyle, exercising and everything else. But unfortunately, when you have an autoimmune disease, it does cause a lot of issues because your immune system is not fighting it's not fighting any of those those outside impurities or whatever that come into contact with your body. And it's like your body doesn't fight as hard as well as it should. It starts to really take its toll on your body when your body is constantly being exposed to those types of antigens and stuff. Um, so as of right now, I believe he said that he is currently like he's not able to walk, so he has to be in a wheelchair. And it's honestly he is such a good guy. He's such a great guy. He's such a great like person overall. Like he'll do anything for you. He doesn't ask you for anything. Like he's just one of those types of people that's just so kind, so good, so like such a good heart. And it's always like the people who are really like good. Like why is it always like the people who are have good hearts and the people who do what they're supposed to do and the people who aren't problematic? Why is it those people who always like who always get the short end of the stick all the time? It's always the mean and nasty people who last long on this earth. Why is it that like and they don't get sick at all? They never get sick for some reason. But it's always like the really good people who fade away from this world. And I don't want to say anything like that, but like, it is kind of like it's eating away at his body. And so now we're raising money so that he can get this treatment done. And the treatment is supposed to if it is successful, of course, the success rate, it comes into question, obviously. But, the doctor that he's working with has had a lot of success with it. And so with this treatment, he'll be able, and you can read more about it. Like the link, it will take you to the GoFundMe page, and there's like a huge description. It'll tell you exactly like, who he is, his entire story and everything. But, you know, the treatment will actually halt the disease. It'll actually halt the effects of the disease, and he can actually get himself back to kind of where he was before. I mean, he won't be the same, but at least it won't get worse. And so I'm really hoping and actually they just posted this about 2 days ago, and they're already at 8,000. They need to raise $20,000, and then anything extra that they make will go to another fund for another person who needs surgery for an autoimmune disease. Like it'll go to another fund for an autoimmune disease patient. So I think that's like actually really nice. I'm so happy for how far they've already come. Like in like 2 days, they've already raised almost half of the amount of money that they need. So definitely check out the links. But back onto this Cardi B situation. Um, I guess I will for okay, so I did do a live and then which I called out Jason Lee. So I'm not gonna call him out again because I don't think that's necessary to call out this I don't think it's necessary to call out Mojo from the Mojo verse. I don't think that it's necessary for us to call out Mojo. Um because he's a non-factor in this. I mean, he's another person who obviously like defended her, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on Jabba the Hutt. Okay, I'm really not, because I'm not trying to sit up here and you might think I'm body shaming, but see, the only reason why I'm doing it to him is because he did it to Ariana Grande. So it's fair play now. It's fair play. It's fair play. You can't sit up here and talk about somebody else's body when you're out here looking like freaking Mojo. I'm just saying. And Google a picture of Mojo from Marvel Universe. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, but anyway, Rick Ross, the worst person that I can ever think of to actually defend this girl, is going out here defending her to leave Cardi alone. And then, first of all, he's like, first of all, I was like, are you okay? Because I even watched the video, like the raw footage of the video. I even watched it, and I was just like, are you all right? I'm like, bro, you good? You good? Because I mean, I feel like I needed to run down to freaking CVS and go and get him a damn inhaler because homeboy was like, he was breathing hella heavy. He's like, y'all not gonna mess with Cardi, and you know that's messed up, y'all. And y'all, you know, I was a boss and I was in these streets. I was doing this. I'm like, oh my god, like. I felt like I needed to help him. Like somebody dial 911 because the homeboy, because he was not doing well. Like I felt like we needed to call somebody. Like we needed to call his like in-house doctor or something. Yeah, y'all need to. He needs to have the damn life alert button on. Like he needs to have the necklace around his neck so he can push the button if he like all of a sudden is so short of breath that he can't breathe at all. Like he was so out of breath. I'm just like, damn. Like I was like, like, because I know people who have asthma like that bad and stuff, and I mean, like even then, it's like, sheesh, like, oh my god, I guess that's what a whole bunch of cholesterol will do to you. I'm just saying, look, we're not gonna sit up here and pretend like this guy is not problematic. Um, and yes, he has been problematic. He has in a song has said that he like drugged a woman and took advantage of her. Then he's also come out and said something to the likes of, oh, he can't sign with any women unless he's about to be sleeping with them, or some type of misogynistic bullshit he spit out. I said, you know what? I was like, this is the reason why, and so sad because this is what hip hop culture looks like right now. And it's really sad that, and just the industry in general is like this. It's like women, especially, can't go into, actually make a name for themselves and make their money without offering themselves up for some of these guys out here. It doesn't make any sense. I was like, for you to say something like that just shows how, first of all, misogynistic you are, and secondly, how much of a predator you are. You are a predator, Rick Ross. You really are a predator. How are you going to sit up there and say, oh, I'm not going to, and then they think this is a joke. They think it's a joke. And it all goes back to toxic masculinity. It really does. I don't want to get into that too much, but it all goes back to that, even at an early age. And that's the reason why I hold it so like true, so like close to me, is because it's happened in my life so much where like even when I was like really really young, they're like, oh, you got a girlfriend? I was like 6. I'm like, what? I don't even know, like, what? I don't even know what love is. I don't know what a relationship is. I don't know what any of that stuff is. I was like, I'm not interested in all that. And then later on, obviously I'm out here being queer and like I'm liking both guys and girls, whatever have you. And then it's like whatever, I don't really care. um Everybody in my family doesn't like it, but I don't care. At this point, it's just like I'm grown. I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway. But it's just like I don't know. It's a whole mess. But I don't want to really get on that too much. Um, the nerve of him to have worked in a correctional facility too. Didn't he work in a correctional facility? Wasn't it a woman's correctional facility as at that? Was it a women's one, or was it a men's correctional facility, or was it like both? Because I know there are some that like have both and they're just like sanctioned, there's like sectioned off, but I can't even remember. I don't keep up with him like that because I don't want to keep up with him like that. Yeah, he did work in a correctional facility. I remember people saying that. I remember him saying that in an interview. And I'm just like, how can you be like that ridiculous? And then, but you know what? I'm not even gonna say, because a lot of these COs in these prisons, they be crooked as hell too. I mean, Orange is the New Black wasn't so far off with the way that they depicted the prison complex. Like a lot of them be out here A lot of them be out here raping and sexually assaulting these women who are in these prisons. A lot of these COs, they be, smuggling drugs and everything else to make extra money, and just they're just crooked because they know that they're gonna do whatever they want. They're gonna be able to do kind of whatever they want because, unfortunately, the judicial system couldn't give a damn about a lot of these people who are in these prisons. So they know that they can get away with it, and they know also it's going to be their word against the prisoners, and the prisoners already have little to no credibility. But I mean, I don't even want to spend too much time on that either. Back to the Cardi B thing, okay? With all the people that are like defending her and everything, I was like, okay, so you defend, like, you go hard for this woman, okay, who has been problematic towards black people, black women specifically, and even the LGBT community, because let's not forget all of the different times that she has been homophobic and transphobic. Remember the one, and people even drew this up about the time that she talked about on a live stream years ago. I think it was a couple years ago or whatever. How she said, "Oh, if my man cheat on me, then I'm gonna get him real drunk, take him out, whatever, and then get some girl and have a threesome with the girl, but then the girl turns out to be a transgender woman." And I'm just like, and of course you used the word tranny, and I'm just like, and we are excusing this kind of behavior? We're excusing that kind of like, this is something that she actually said that she would do. Like, how in the world is that okay? That's not okay. That's not okay. That's literally okay. And that in and of itself is actual like rape. Because if you think about it, you're getting someone belligerently drunk to the point where they're not consenting to you having, yeah, they'll consent, but again, they're intoxicated, but they're not consenting to having sex with a transgender, and if that's not something that he really wants to do, and you make him believe that that's like a woman who, has, all the parts, whatever, and is not transgender, is actually cisgender, and then she turns out to not be cisgender, then that's going to be a problem. And that's actually going to be considered rape at that point. It's just like, I don't understand. I just don't understand. And then, of course, you have like other people who come out and say the fact that like, there are so many like black women who have been like ostracized and who have been like called out on bull crap in the past like couple of months, like Just Hilarious and stuff. So, and the fact that nobody really came to their defense, but now, and then of course you have like the woman. Remember the old lady, and this just happened. The old woman who had gotten assaulted on the subway. Hardly anybody was really talking about that. Major like news media like covered it, but you know they weren't. Usually when stuff like that happens, you have celebrities who come out and talk about it, and people were silent. Black men were silent. Silence. Okay. So you so now all of a sudden the Cardi B is being called out on the bull crap that she has said and that she has done, that she says that she has done, and everybody wants to come to her defense because, oh, it happened a long time ago. But you don't know if those are her like thoughts to this day. Like, you don't know, and the thing is when things like this come out, and I understand people probably did go back and try to look for stuff, but you want to know why? Because you opened up a can of worms by going, it all goes back to the whole Star Marie and Tasha K thing. And the thing is that this rabbit hole goes so deep. People are kind of just tuning in. But if you haven't been around, haven't been following Cardi B and kind of been following the things that's been happening around her for the past few months, like for the past several months, then you really don't know where this is all coming from, because to a lot of people this kind of just came out of nowhere, and people are drawing at straws and they're reaching and they're just trying to dig up stuff. No, the reason why people are digging stuff up like this is because of the fact that she is now trying to sue Tasha K and Star Marie for the comments that she made. And so now people who probably support her or who are just curious, they go back and they try to find things that relate to the case at hand. as a way to diminish her character, so that way she doesn't have a good enough case. That's the reason why all of these things are coming up, because they want to discredit her, so that way she doesn't have a case. You guys don't realize, like, a lot of people don't realize that this is really what's going on. It's a lot of black women are silent when something happened to a black woman or gay man, but will take up for Cardi B. I've noticed that, yes. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. And Destiny said, as a New Yorker, we all know that drugs are bad. We had those damn workshops all in all elementary schools. Okay, dare. Saying Cardi was young is the most passive excuse. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that whole notion. Oh, they're young and they were young and this and that and the other. She was talking about doing this back in like 2015. So we have to assume that from the time that maybe she became a stripper, that she started doing stuff like that, she was maybe about 19, 20 years old, 20, 21. Isn't she like 27 right now? 26? I know she's older than me, but I don't know how much. I think she's 25. I think she's just my age. She's like just about my age. So I'm old enough to know not to, I was old enough when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old. I knew not to do drugs. I mean, I know you grow up in that kind of an environment, and so a lot of times you are the product of your environment. But to say that because to equate it to her age, your age has nothing to do with you knowing right from wrong in a situation like this. And on all honesty, I mean, it's not a good excuse. That doesn't excuse what you've done. But at the same time, I get it. Maybe they shouldn't have gone back, but see, now that they have, we can talk about it. We can talk about it, and now people are actually starting to wake up and see that all that glitters is not gold with her. Okay, there have been other things that have happened over time. With the calling of black women roaches, and the one time that she had that situation with the woman that she called her child who had died a monkey. We have we have those things, and we still have the screenshots to prove it. So it's not like it's something that can be debunked. It's not like it's that you can be like, oh, that never happened. No, I mean, this is stuff that has actually been reported out there. The information is actually there. So I mean, it's like at that point, it's like you kind of have to judge it for yourself. Oh man, she's an adult. Listen, listen. She's 25 or 26. Yeah, she has me like maybe less than a year, because I'll be 25 next month. So she has me like about a year or so. But see, that's old enough to know. Back in like 2015, 2014, even a little earlier than that, she was still in her 20s. So I mean, that's old enough to know. And again, you're over here stripping, taking your clothes off, and then trying to solicit people for sex. Now, the thing that gets me is that you have some people who are trying to say, like, come out, or trying to bring like people to the light, like these victims and stuff. They're trying to bring them out and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know if any of that is going to happen, because any smart person will know that if you come out and say that that Cardi B drugged you and stole your money, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass, because guess what? You were also soliciting for sex. So that's illegal. Prostitution, that's also illegal. So you could find yourself being charged as well. So I feel like it's so stupid. Unless, of course, you strike a deal with the prosecutors or something, if you're trying to build a case against her. But I really don't see it happening like that. The only thing I see really happening is the social media backlash and scrutiny of social media. But I mean, I can't even count on that, because there's so many people who are just still defending her. I'm just like, oh, I mean, okay, fine. Let's see. Crystal says, Cardi was pushed into people's faces to accept this ghetto Cinderella story. She's not the brightest light, nor a person, especially young woman, should be watching. She's got, ooh, girl, I almost didn't want to repeat this. And it's a shame, because the thing is, I know some people who like are close to her. Like I literally just I was just going chatting back and forth with one of my girls who I used to work with. She actually grew up around Cardi, and Cardi, like, she's met like Cardi has been around her kids and stuff, and they know each other personally. And the thing is like I never want to go in on somebody that is type close, like just because of the fact that she's a friend of a friend. I never want to do that, but at the same time, I can't be biased either. And when I see like stuff like this happen, I have to be very honest in saying that like it's trash. It's trash. That like the whole entire situation is kind of trash. And hopefully something comes up. I don't know. I don't know what exactly we can like what can we do to actually make this make sense. I mean, I don't know, because at this point, to me, it's just too late. We waited way too late to start calling her out on her bullcrap. Like, there was a very small portion of the community that was actually calling her out on things that occurred. And the thing is about it is that she never comes out to apologize. Even with this situation, she just defended herself by saying, "Oh, all of these men are out here doing this and that and the other." I was like, "Yeah, well, we'll handle them." Okay? And I've been calling out these trash ass men for years with their lyrics and with the things that they talk about. Okay? It's been trash. But see, we're not going to sit up here and dismiss you just because you're a woman. No. Y'all want to talk about equality? Well, equality, it starts here as well. It's like if you're doing trash stuff, like, we're going to call it out just as much as if a man does it. And I'm just saying, like, you can't have it both ways. You cannot have the double standard only working for one direction. Like, it's a double standard for a reason. Like, it can work both ways. It's like you can't you can't have it just work in your favor. No, it's got to work both ways for it to be like, equal, for it to actually be an even playing field. I'm just saying, like, you can't. It's I don't know. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's a lot of mess. And the rabbit hole again goes deeper because of the fact that um oh, that's true. That is also true. When you called her out, people would just label you like that one guy that I just watched. What's his name? Patrick something or whatever. I'm not trying to give him like free promotion on this channel, but I'm just saying, like, he's somebody that was like, "Oh, y'all are just haters and stuff," and I'm like, "Boy, you sound like a damn fool. You sound like a damn fool. Are you out here calling people haters?" No. The only thing that we're hating on is the fact that this trash individual has been allowed to come out here and talk mad crap about black people, talk mad crap about the LGBT community, talk mad crap about everybody, and nobody has actually called her out on it. And the fact that now this sort of a thing is happening and we are now calling her out for this, now people really want to wake up and listen to it and listen to people talking about it and then shame them for it and then make it seem like, "Oh, it's your fault because you didn't take a stance before," or "It's your fault because you're a hater and you don't or you're a Nicki Minaj fan." I was like, why does that have anything to do with Nicki Minaj? What does this have to do? First of all, what does this have to do with Nicki Minaj? Nicki Minaj has been silent. The only thing Nicki Minaj has been doing is canceling damn tours, and I need to consult her with that. We need to, we need to stage an intervention because homegirl has been canceling shows left and right, and I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm not like a Barb. I don't consider myself a Nicki Minaj fan, but I did, for many years, I did respect her hustle. I did respect her as a businesswoman, as an artist, and so it alarms me a little bit that she has canceled now, what, 4 shows over there in Europe. Um, you know, cutting enough money to afford a tutor. Speech. Oh, stop. Oh. Oh, listen, I don't really. Oh, okay, so it was 3. I thought it was 4 because somebody had mentioned another one, and I guess they were talking about that one as the last one, so that was the third one. So I wasn't really sure because, again, I don't really keep up too much with that. But 3 is still bad for like one leg of your tour, and people are actually mad, and like those people. And let me tell you how fake you fans are. Okay, some of y'all fans out here who are supposed to be fans of Nicki Minaj, I feel like there's like a handful of Cardi B fans who literally go to Nicki Minaj's concert just to hate on her. And so that's why you had them people out there chanting Cardi B when she didn't show up. And I'm just like, that's so trash. I would never do that as somebody else is like, because you never know the circumstances. You never know the circumstances of why somebody is canceling a show. And the thing is why would anybody want to cancel a show? Why would anybody want to cancel a concert show? Why would they want to cancel one? Because they would have, first of all, they might get fined by the venue. They still have to pay, they might have to pay a fine to the venue. Then they have to pay everybody back for their tickets. If you're not rescheduling it, if you're not having like another date for them, then you'll have to give all the money back. If you do get another date, then, people may not be able to actually make that, second rescheduled date. And so you'll still have to give some of that money back. And you still have to pay the venue for the time slot that they gave to you. So it's like, why would you want to do that? Because you lose money at that point because you didn't make money from the ticket sales. You're not making, and you still have to pay your team for being there. Like they still came and did what they were supposed to do, but or whatever happened, you still have to pay them for their time. You still have to pay the venue for their time, the staff at the venue for their time. You still have to pay out all this extra money. So tell me why. People are sitting up here saying, "Oh, she's canceling her tour, and she just doesn't care about her fans." No, why in the world would anybody do that? That's just stupid. It's stupid from both an ethical point of view, an intelligence point of view, and a business point of view. Why would anybody want to lose that much money? That's like tens of thousands of dollars in the damn trash for one show canceled. Maybe hundreds. Is that fine could cost you like anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 sometimes. And sometimes they charge you that much money because that's how much you had to reserve for that. And then once you make that back in ticket sales, then that's you'll split that down and give whatever you have to give to the venue from whatever you make in ticket sales. But if you don't actually make that in ticket sales, then you have to pay them anyway, and then that's extra money out of your pocket. And then of course you have to, and it's just a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, they cost tens of thousands of dollars to book, and then if you cancel, they might slap on another fee on top of that. Because then, like venues like they get all their money from the people obviously who book it, and then they might even get a little bit off of the commission whenever like the person who comes there makes their money, and then they might hit them off with a little bit more, depending on how much of their services they require during the event. But then if you're not there, then they have to account for everybody who came, the staff of the venue, and all that stuff. And if you're wasting their time and canceling a show, they could have filled in that spot with another show. So they're gonna be even more upset at you for canceling, because then that means that they've lost money too, because they could have made more money that night booking somebody else, but they took their shot and booked with you. All right, so. She's good with money. Well, she's good with money anyway. I'm not saying that she's gonna like, but I'm saying like just in general, an artist loses money when they cancel tour dates. But yeah, no, she's on an arena tour, sold out everywhere. So I know that she's like good with the money in general, but it's still like a bad look. At the end of the day, it's still a bad look when you cancel tour dates. It still looks bad. But anyway, back to back to but yeah, no, I mean, again, and you had so many people out here calling Nicki Minaj's name because of one thing that she said in the song. That I forgot what song was it from. I forget what song was it that it was from, but she did talk about um you know drugging someone and this and that and the other. But that's not the same as an actual video confession. Like, that's not the same as you actually coming out and say, "Oh, I did this. I had to do this." Nicki has never come out and said that. Putting something in the lyrics, in the words, in the lyrics of the song, yeah, sometimes art imitates life, or life imitates art, whatever you want to call it. But in this case, you can't really prove anything. With other artists, they have put it in their songs, but then they've also said it and that's what makes it more incriminating. You know, um, I hate to have to mention this guy again, but Jason Lee asked, he decided he was going to come out and talk and mention, Nicki's lyrics and say, oh, well, Nicki Minaj's lyrics did this. Why are we getting mad at Cardi when Nicki said this? But nobody was talking about Nicki Minaj. Why in the world did, like, you always have to fix yourself to mention Nicki's name when her name is not even in it? Just the same thing that happened with the Grammys when he was like talking mad crap about Ariana Grande. The same thing happened because he mentioned the fact that Ariana Grande is friends with Nicki Minaj, and then he's like, "Oh well, she's friends with Nicki, so she's already on the wrong side." I'm like, "Are you a child? Like, are we on the freaking playground? Like, hopscotch or four squares or whatever they call it, the one with the borders? Yeah, I think that's four squares." I'm like, it don't make no damn sense. These people are so stupid. No one knows. Okay. Jason Lee is pig. Listen, like I said, he looked like Mojo. If y'all don't know who Mojo is, he's like one of these. He's like a villain from the Marvel universe, and I think the Avengers and the X-Men both come into contact. I think the X-Men come into contact with him first though, and he's like this being who kind of just he just like wrecks. He's just wrecks shit left and right, and he's like he's like so like big or whatever. He's his like own universe. Like he can get that, like he's like his own like little like universe in a way. Like you go to the Mojo verse and he's like there, but he's also the universe. It's like weird. He's like one of those weird characters that's like whatever. But when I saw one of these pictures of Jason Lee just reminded me of Mojo, and I was just like, oh my god, he looks like Mojo. But anyway, and the whole of Jason Lee. Okay, I don't really want to go too much into it, but you can just say he's a blogger, like, because that's the only thing that I can really like think about when I think about him. I think about a blogger. He's literally a blogger. Um, and that's another thing too. A lot of these bloggers want to come out here talking about some bull crap, talking about some journalistic integrity. Where are you a journalist at? Where did you get journalists from? Did you go to school to become a journalist? If not, then you really honestly cannot call yourself a journalist like that, because all you do is talk about celebrities all day. You're not covering real events. You're not covering like real like stories. Again, when this old woman got beat down on the damn train, hardly anybody was talking about it. I didn't see the shade room. I didn't see it. Well, no, shade room did post it, but then their entire like all of the people who read the shade room, like most of them are trash anyway, because a lot of them were blaming the woman and saying, oh, you don't know what really happened. She probably said, she probably disrespected him and whatever have you, but that it didn't warrant him to beat her in the way that he did. It really, like, literally could have cursed her out and kept it moving. It didn't warrant him to go and kick her face in and stuff. Like, that was just too much. That was way too much. It just it didn't make any sense at all. Now, okay, good. So why should they want to pay attention to him? Unfortunately, we have people who are influencers, like a Tasha K, like a Daytime Tea Time, like a Jason Lee, and the funny thing about the funny thing about the Daytime Tea Time is that yesterday, was it yesterday? It was like yesterday or 2 days ago. I know for a fact because I was dying, because when that first guy came out and he was talking about he was a victim of Cardi B and whatever, she posted a video hours after the guy came back on and said that it was all a lie and he was just, it was a joke. So that tells me right there that what kind of a journalist doesn't check her sources? What kind of a journalist doesn't go behind and make sure that the source of credit? But no, swear all up and down, talk about some exclusive footage and this and that and the other for clickbait just to get somebody's views. And I'm just like, how do you not go behind yourself and check and make sure that this person is not making the story up? And it's funny because my girl Camille and Camille's Corner, I love her so much, guys. Like, you need to check her out. She's actually really good at what she does. And she's an actual journalist. Like, she has a day job as a journalist. She went and posted a video talking about the same guy who went on and said that he was like faking it the whole time. Like, it wasn't really, like, he wasn't a real victim or anything. She posted her video debunking it. hours before Daytime Tea Time posted hers, because I saw the time scripts, and Camille's Corner, her video posted was like 5 hours ago, and then I see Daytime Tea Time, it said 2 hours ago. I'm like, so how in the world? I was like, so who is telling the truth here? It just didn't make any sense. Believe it or not, I've never heard of any of these people. I'm glad you haven't. I wish I didn't. The only reason why I know about any of these people is because of Lovely T. Because the only reason why I got to know Tasha K is because of Lovely T. Because I follow Lovely T. I have been following Lovely T since 2014. So I am pretty much a tea sipper. But then like she started hanging out with Tasha K, and then they fell out because a whole bunch of crap that was going on between the two of them, and then just like this big feud ensued, and it kind of centered around the whole Star Marie thing, and that bitch, she screwed everybody over because she went on there and told all these like all these stories about Cardi, which Lovely T then went and fact checked her, and then saw that like a lot of the stuff that she was saying wasn't adding up, and so she called that out. Mind you, she'd never called out Tasha K and discredit her. She just shared her opinion on it and said that she did not believe Star Marie. But she never said for 1 second anything bad or anything demeaning about Tasha K. But then Tasha K went and turned around and started like, picking at Lovely T and trying to antagonize her. And that was just messed up. So that's the reason why those two fell out. And that's the reason why we are where we are today. The only reason why all of this stuff is going on with Cardi B is because of these bloggers, guys. Understand, like, this is why I keep on saying, like, I said this in the beginning. I was like, Cardi B, you take too much time to pay attention to these people who are not necessarily beneath you, but who don't have as much, popularity as you do, who aren't on the level that you are with your celebrity, who aren't like, you just if you weren't like steady calling out all of these people all the time, then you wouldn't have all these people coming after you all the time. You open yourself up to people coming after you. And yeah, it does seem like a victim shaming kind of thing, a victim blaming kind of thing, but it's not. Because if you go and you call out every single person that comes at you on your social media and who's whatever, then you're opening up the floodgates for more people to pour in and come and start talking about you and start digging stuff up. I feel like none of these videos would have they probably wouldn't have never come to the surface if she wasn't in this huge feud with a blogger named Tasha K. I feel like none of that would have happened because now you've forced the hand, and these people don't really have a lot of other things to do than to talk about celebrities like that. So it didn't surprise me when these videos came out. It really didn't surprise me. Everyone wants to discredit going to college, but everyone wants to pretend like they have a degree and act like they're spewing fact. Listen, I'm telling you right now, okay? And everybody wants to be a damn doctor too. Like, like I'm actually the one sitting here with a daggone degree in molecular biology, but we're not gonna go there. Yeah, I'm pursuing music though, right? But I'm saying, like, I would never, tell people that I am something when I'm not. Dasha keeps talking about some journalistic integrity. Girl, you don't even know the first thing about being a journalist. I don't know the first thing about being a journalist, but I do know one thing. I'm never going to come onto this channel and spew something as fact when I know that it's not, or when I'm not sure. Anytime that I come on and, like, I'm sharing, like, my opinion on, like, a performance or something, and then if I say something about an artist, I'll be like, okay, but, like, this may have happened, but I'm not sure, or I'll say allegedly this happened, or, I'm not, fact check me on this, but I remember this happening, because I don't really keep up too much with the everyday lives of celebrities like that, because it doesn't really interest me like that. The only reason why I'm paying attention to this, because it's in my face every single day, and it's getting annoying to the point where I have to talk about it and vent about it. But on a regular basis, I'm pretty much to myself when it comes to that. It's the reason why I never really know what's going on with these guys. So whenever they're like, oh, this person was sick during this performance, I'm like, really? I'm like, okay. I'm just judging the performance for what I see. Like, I can't really, I'm not going to give passages because they're sick or whatever have you. but I will, like, note that they probably may have been, but it's not going to affect the way that I critique. Which, by the way, I need to get back to that. Now, somebody wanted me to talk about Deandra wanted me to talk about Sungri. I don't really look. The K-pop tea is not with me. Okay, I've been keeping up with the Sungri thing only thanks to Black Nuna Speaks. Like, 'cause she's been up on it. I've only cause yeah, I've only been, yeah. I don't really know too much about everything that's going, but I do know exactly why he's being called out and why he's, like, facing. Isn't he already being sentenced, or is he being charged? I don't know what like where we are in that process yet. Like, I have to, like, go back and check. All I can say is that he's trash. He's been trash. Like, I remember when, like, Singer, he was like my favorite in Big Bang years ago, and now it's just like, bro, what you doing? Like, you are you needed to be, you need help. Like, you actually really do need help, because and it's trash, and like all these other people are also involved. You got my bro from what's his name from FT Island, Honky, I think his name is. You got all of these people, all these celebrities, and all of these, like, random people, and all these, like, these disgusting guys out here. Eh, They just does not make sense of him to retire and be innocent. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. He's like letting everything go, and he should have honestly did. He never served his Did he ever serve his military time, or did, because he's old at this point? Did he ever serve his military time? I don't know if he ever served his military, but all I know is that he should have went into the military. He should have just locked himself away and gone to the military and just let that happen and just stay there. Just stay there, because clearly you're not. Clearly you're incapable of going at the end of March or April. Okay, good. He needs to go there and stay there. Go there and stay there, and don't come out ever. Just don't come out, because it's clear to me that you're incapable of being a part of society. His enrollment was pushed back until further. I don't know. I really don't really I don't have any type of I don't have any sympathy, and I also don't really pay too much attention to all the things going on over there, because we have enough stuff going on here. I mean, to me, the stuff he's been involved in, so many damn scandals at this point. I'm just like, just lock him up. Just go, just do something with him to get him away from the damn public. Like, he does not need to be in the public anymore. Like, just for at least 10 years. He doesn't need to be in the public. Either put him into some type of program, or send him to the military and just leave him there, because I don't even want to see him. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, he's been in more than just one scandal, and that's the reason why I'm sitting up here, like, because even though they haven't, like, done a lot for this case, like, they've come out with things, but it's not concrete. There's been so many other things that he's been involved in at this point. I'm just like, just throw him away. Just throw him away. And throw away half of these guys over there, too. I had actually, speaking of, one of my old classmates. Well, were we ever in the same classes? I know he's a friend of a friend, and I consider him my friend too. But so he's Chinese, okay, and he went onto his Facebook page and posted, "Oh, black people are so racist towards Asians." Just because there was this black guy that came up to him, and I guess they, like, pretend, like, how people sometimes, and it's trash, but some people sometimes they pretend like they're, like, speaking Chinese by, like, and they think that they're speaking Chinese by saying ching chong or whatever. That's so, like, that's trash. But the guy, he said that the guy said ni hao to him. First of all, tell me how that's racist. I mean, at least he's saying the correct word, because ni hao does mean hello in Chinese. But not only that, but like, what made you think that it was okay for you to say that black people are racist towards Asians? And I told him too, I said, I suggest you not generalize that statement by saying black people are this way towards Asians when it can be completely reversed, because I can't count how many times I've seen Asian people appropriate black culture and disrespect black people in the process. We have talked about this on this channel many times because it has happened many times. It happens on both ends. Yeah, there are some black people who are very ignorant. I understand that. But then there are more Asian people who are ignorant, in my opinion, because they don't, they're, a lot of them aren't really over here and really like involved in, you know, the American way of things too much. And so they don't know. Some of them just don't know. And then when we tell them, then they don't think that they're wrong. And it's just like, it's like it's a deep thing, but at the same time, it's just like, you can't sit up here and say that black people are racist towards Asians and not take into account that a lot of Asian people have been very trash towards black people, not just in the sense of being racist. One second. I have to clean after I'm done with this. Blackface, multiple cultures, but believe me, that's funny. Call them, yeah, yeah, no, and see, that's the thing too. It's like when we call people out for being like, you know, racist against black people, or when we call people out for being insensitive, like being like insensitive towards black people, or you know, not understanding the struggle of the black person. What? Yeah, I'm getting more mac and cheese, and you're gonna have to eat at the table over there because well, actually, I can move this back in here because I already finished mopping. Um, yeah, we're always called sensitive. Oh, you're being then you make it. Go wash your hands. Um, we're always called out as being sensitive and stuff, but they're like literally mocking us. You know, I will never forget Wendy's ass from freaking Red Velvet coming on there and acting like she's black, okay, on this damn television show. And then they're just eating it up. They think it's so funny because, you know, and then they think that just because Homegirl is from what? She's from Canada, right? That she spends enough time around enough black people so she can do that. No, absolutely not. What? 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 You just don't want to. No, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. I'm not making your sandwiches all the time, Justin. Like this is something so easy to do. You've done it on your own multiple times, so don't even sit up here and try to act like you don't know how to do it. I will sit the bread out. You go wash your hands first. Don't handle the food. When did you wash your hands? When? I did not see you go to the bathroom. All right. Sorry, guys. Oh, I forgot about what happened with Mamamoo. Oh my gosh, that's true. I forgot. But you know what? And the thing is that all of these K-pop stars, all of these guys, they all be using R&B and hip hop and rap, and they love black culture, but they also like to shit on it too. So we're not even gonna sit up here and pretend like, you know, black people are the problem. We're not gonna sit here and do that. We're not. I literally could have gone on for days, and then people were calling me out. Oh, Christian, you're not, you know, you're taking it too seriously. I was like, because it is a serious issue. Like, I'm not just taking it seriously just to take it seriously. Like, it's an actual issue. It's something that has gone on for too long, and we've allowed it to. Because you have some black people out here who just ignore the shit and they just allow it to happen. I'm just like, no, like, it has to end somewhere. Like, and we cannot wait until, we have a Cardi B situation where everybody is just so, on the side of problematic behavior. We can't have that. So we have to call it out when we see it. Otherwise, people aren't going to know. And I think it's because of the fact that we've let it happen so often. It's like black people, and I did watch a video that was kind of like discussing this, but I feel like black people, a lot of the time, we just invite everybody into the culture. We like to, have people, experience it with us, and, oh yeah, come, you can be a rapper. You can go and sing R&B. Like, you can do this, you can do that. And we don't really have any type of extra protection over it, and we just let them come in and just do whatever they want to. And then for a time they get comfortable, and then so for a point in time they get too comfortable, and then at that point we're looking at each other like, okay, where did we go wrong? Because now we have this person over here doing blackface, or now we have this person over here who's not black saying the N-word. I mean, it's just like, it's a constant thing, and it just, unfortunately, you can sit here and talk about this for hours. Literally, you can talk about this sort of a thing for hours, because it's been going on for. What are you doing? Why are you? Stop it! You have to eat a slice of bread before you make the sandwich every single time.
Yes.
Oh God. Well, come on now. Put it.
How do you do it? Like.
From what, Justin? Okay, take it like this. Go down in there. Okay, and then. Hello. Why aren't you looking? You're not looking.
Your arm's in the way.
Put it on the one bread. Okay. Put it on the other bread. I'm gonna do this part for you just because you be I don't know what you be doing sometimes. Okay. Like that. Let it go, and then that's what you do. Now you put your meats on. All right. Yeah, the thing is, I really like Mamamoo too. They're a very talented group, but when it comes to doing stuff like that, when it comes to like being problematic and stuff, I can't excuse it anymore. It used to be like, okay, you can separate the artist from the acts, but unfortunately, that's not the case anymore. We cannot continue to support artists who are beyond problematic, and even if you're being problematic, at least if you are apologetic of it, if you're like, if you were truly not aware of what you were doing, or you were aware what you were doing but you weren't aware of the fact that it was trash, at least come out and apologize, and try to learn from your mistakes, and then we'll accept you back. But if you just continue to be problematic and you're not even apologetic for it, stop just eating the cheese. Justin, stop just eating the cheese. Put it on the bread and make the sandwich, because I'm going to close it up. But anyway, I didn't want to talk about I didn't want to talk about the K-pop side. I was gonna go into it, but it wasn't something that I really wanted to do. Oh, yeah. I really hate to get on this subject because I don't know. I guess I will, just because it's something that hits home with me, because I've dealt with this a lot in my life growing up in the church, and unfortunately, having to deal with the church not being accepting of people like me, and people like, and just in general, like, just the hypocrisy in a lot of churches. And it's not every church is like this. So I don't want people who actually are who are practicing Christians, who do practice religion, I don't want you to feel any type of way. But Kimberell is trash. I'm sorry I said it. Actually, I'm not sorry, because she's been trash in the past, and she's going to continue to be trash. Every single time she gets up on that pulpit, she always has to say something really ridiculous. She always has to, she's throwing shade at people. She's doing this shit. I can't stand preachers like that. I've dealt with enough preachers like that who get up there and start talking mad crap. And I'm just like, for what? You're supposed to be up there talking about the Lord. You're supposed to be up there talking about, the things that you need to be doing with your life, and how, how you should be, like, spiritually, spiritually aware, and it's you're supposed to speak wellness into people's lives. You're not supposed to get up there and throw shade and be like one of these church. You cannot do that. Like that to me, it's like you're getting up there preaching sin, because judging, like, you can't be judging people. You can't be doing that. And the thing is I'm not stepping foot into another church like that. Like, I'm just not doing it. But I will say this: it is trash for somebody to do something like that, and for you to get up there and shade Fantasia, saying that, oh, she's not on a Aretha level or whatever. And I'm like, first of all, she's not even supposed, like, she's not even the person that is going to be portraying Aretha in this biopic or whatever. And then also, you're gonna, the worst part of it is that you're breaking one black woman down to put one up on a pedestal. That to me, that's even worse than the whole judging thing. To me, that's worse. The fact that you fixed your mouth to to degrade one black woman in order to raise another one up. And see, that's the biggest issue that I have with with our people sometimes, is that, why do we have to have this crabs in a barrel mentality? Why can't everybody be great? Why can't we all be great? And the fact that, black women, you already go through enough as a black woman. Why are you also trying to take down this other black woman in order to raise another black woman? You should all be working together to raise each other up. Like, it, to me, it just didn't make any sense. And to me, she was being very, just trash. She's just trash. Trash. And honestly, I don't want to speak too much on her, because I feel like it'll I don't know. I feel like I will lose IQ points just by talking about her. Like, I don't even have to. Oof, gosh, she's trash. Follow views, whatever personal agenda say. Listen, it is it's unfortunately, it's the truth for a lot of them. There are a lot of them who are, very open-minded, and who see that the world is changing, and that they kind of have to keep up with the way that the world is changing. And there are some who are just kind of kept in it. I always kind of look back at this, and it just happened a couple of weeks back, I think. Adrian had said something that was really, oh my gosh, and I think he got it from a tweet too, and it said that tradition is just peer pressure by dead people. I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, if that's not, like, profound, I don't know what is. Tradition is just peer pressure from dead people, which is the truth. I mean, the reason why we have tradition is because people who, who have preceded us have put these ideas out there and have made them kind of like law, and stuff. And that, to me, I was just, oh my gosh, he hits me on a spiritual level. Yes, he really does. And that's why I'm like, damn, like, oh gosh. Sometimes he says things and I'm just like, wow. Like, I remember, Justin, he says it too. He says things too. I remember the one time that they were doing the podcast, and they basically equated Apple to white supremacy, because, Apple is like the standard, and pretty much Apple, like, controls media everywhere, pretty much, like. And I was dead. When he said, he's like, so Apple is white supremacy. I said, oh my God, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. But if you look at things like it, it's kind of true, unfortunately. But yeah, no, I'm a fan of them. They, sometimes I don't always agree with what Justin has to say, but, you know, I take it in stride. And just because I don't agree with someone doesn't mean I can't watch their videos. Like, there are some times that I don't agree with Lovely T either, but I can still watch, and give my opinion at the same time, and be respectful about it. That's the one thing, though. I don't mind when people disagree with me. Just don't be, like, disrespectful about it, because I'm not disrespectful in my stance. Like, if I have an opinion on something, I'm gonna, like, let you know, okay, this is how I feel. okay? And you're welcome to feel any way you want to, and let's discuss it. That's all, that's all I really want. But you have some people who come on and they're fueled by such anger and rage and just bias, and they just, oh my god, they just can't control themselves. It's funny that I haven't really gotten I haven't gotten a comment like that lately, and that's mostly because I haven't really been posting like that. But it has happened when I somebody's like, I'm gonna block you because you're being disrespectful towards Lauren, and if you obviously don't like her, then why in the world are you why are you reacting to her if you don't like her? You clearly don't like her. I was like, thank you, because you definitely know you definitely know what's on my mind. You definitely know, everything that's going on in my head. You know that I hate her. You know this and that and the other. And I'm just like, you sound so stupid. You sound like an idiot. I was like, obviously, if I don't like somebody, I'm not going to actually react to them. And it doesn't happen often, unless it's an artist that I've never heard of, unless it's an artist that like somebody requested for me. I am almost never going to react to an artist that I don't like. But because of the fact that I am critical, because of the fact that I do keep it honest and I'm going to call things out. If I see something that I'm not really fond of, if I see something I don't like, I'm going to call it out, because that's just what it is. You came to this video wanting an opinion. You came to this video wanting to know what somebody thinks about something that you maybe like, or maybe something in general. You can't get upset at somebody for having an opinion like that's different from yours. Not in that way. If it's not hurting anybody, if it's not harming anybody, then you really shouldn't even be upset. Just, explain why you feel differently and keep it moving. That's what I do. Like with my Chinese friend, I said what I had to say. I kept it moving. I turned off those notifications though, because I'm not trying to have y'all blowing up my phone. I know that. I turned off those notifications. I said what I had to say, and I kept it moving. So, I mean, anyway, I've been on here for a minute. The same. I always listen for different opinions and be like, oh, I see people can view it that way. Yeah, see, no, if you're somebody who is on a certain maturity level, you can take other people's opinions and kind of try to see why it is that they feel the way that they feel, and then it might even change the way you think, or maybe it doesn't, and you want to reiterate, why you feel the way that you feel, and kind of bring up different points. But it should never get to the point where you are completely disrespecting somebody by like talking about their mother, or like calling them out and body shaming them, because it's happened to me. I was body shamed, like especially towards the beginning of this channel. I was a little bit bigger, yeah. I have lost about 40 pounds since the beginning of this channel, which is, woo! I feel good. But back when I was a little bigger, yeah, people used to call me fat and this and then the other and ugly, and I'm like, okay, well, I know I'm not those things, so I'm gonna slow you down. But yeah, people they hit below the belt a lot of the time, and that's usually when they really can't come up with good arguments on their own. Like, if you have a difference of opinion, then explain to me why you have a difference of opinion. Don't then go below the belt and start calling me fat and ugly. Like, that doesn't prove your point. That just proves that you're a child and that you don't know how to actually form meaningful points as to why you feel differently. That means that you don't know how to debate. It means that you don't know how to have a mature and adult conversation. That's all that tells me. So, where's your sandwich? Justin, where is the sandwich? Why? Justin, did you just leave it on the counter? You didn't even put it together. Come on now. Oh my god, you put all this meat. What are you doing?
I'm not gonna mess up again.
Oh my god. No, but you put like mad ham on this. It's whatever. Cut it up. You better eat it all. Are you gonna eat it all? Are you gonna eat it all? You better, because we're not wasting food in this house. You see how I have to turn into like a facto father. Okay, let me plug this in. Let me put this chair too. Let me see. Let me see. I wonder sometimes if artists see some opinion and what they think about it. I don't know. To my knowledge, you're not gonna turn this up like this. I turned it down for a reason. Um, to my knowledge, I don't think that any artist has seen any of my videos, and I hope that they haven't, because some of them I'm a little bit harsh. Some of them I'm a little bit harsh, and I really honestly don't know if I would want one of them to actually view the video. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, especially like some of them like I'm like really in depth about. Like I really like my the one that I did for the waves video. That's still one, and definitely the EXO. But I mean, I know that none of them, only like two of them really speak well, like English really well. But it would be cool for them to see my review of the war. To this day, that's probably still one of my favorites. I'm sorry, I'm like trying to fix these pillows, Justin. Okay. To this day, that is still one of my favorite reviews that I've ever done. Even more so than any of the other album reviews. That's my favorite album review, definitely. Justin, what are you doing? Go take that in there. You were gonna sit down at the table because I'm about to vacuum in here anyway. You don't need to get any crumbs on this floor. That's even worse. No, because then I have to clean them off of the couch. Oh my god. But anyway, I think I saw one of the girls from Fifth Harmony posted about you. Another blogger. How long ago was that? It would have been nice if somebody would have sent me the footage. The only like, let me see. Who has called me out? None of them have, because I don't really have that big of a following for people to share my videos like that. Nobody really shares my videos. I have only just joined Stan Twitter. I don't mess with Stan Twitter. I don't mess with it. I don't mess with it, not at all. Stan Twitter is a dangerous place for me. Because I know that I would go in on a lot of people and I would probably get kicked off of Twitter. Because I don't like Stan culture. I don't. And I don't participate in it. It's been a while ago. I think it was watching the He Liked That Late show. Oh, yeah, I had a lot to say about that. So they possibly could have seen it. I know that they do be watching them. Like on the low, they really do be watching them. But I mean, I don't really. It is what it is. Even if nobody like really important, like even if nobody really sees my videos, I'm okay because I put them out because I want to and I feel it and it's like something that I'm passionate about. So I do it for fun. I mean, those are two good people to stand, I guess. Although Lady Gaga has been disappointing me for the last couple of years. She's still incredibly talented, but I just haven't really been feeling her music lately. Oh my god. I love your earlier video singing. Oh, thank you. I try to give you guys a little bit of something, something, just to. I'm. Next week, I'm gonna be starting to get ready for this little show that I have coming up on the 19th of May. Gotta get myself together for that. My friend, he actually started a styling business. Actually, check out his. He does styling. I think he only does it for men though, because there's not a lot of men stylists. There's not a lot of male stylist for men, and it's called a gents mode. or agents mode. I don't know if it's agents mode or agents mode because he calls himself Agent Georgie. but yeah, it's my friend George from college. He has his own styling business. He just started up. I'm happy for him too because he's always talked about doing it, and he's finally getting to do it. He has a degree in I think finance and business administration. So he like kind of has idea of how to run businesses and how to make money for himself and hustle and stuff. So I'm going to actually use his service. I'm gonna do a whole consultation situation. He actually just hit me up today, and it's funny how he just hit me up. I just like posted about my show, and he's like, "Oh, let me style you." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I don't mind that. Like, I would actually like to experience being like styled by somebody. I feel like it makes me feel important. It's like, oh, I have a stylist, guys." uh, there's a lot of the time I just kind of throw whatever I have on and just kind of keep it moving. But for this performance, I want to look as well as I sound. You know what I mean? Um, and I also have to get my voice together because it's been like an uphill battle. It's like either it's really really good or it's really really bad, and I just have to keep on treating my voice and conditioning my voice for this performance. Also, I am trying to make sure that all of my stuff is remastered because the problem that I ran into before is that a lot of the music that I had recorded, the quality wasn't really doing it for me. So we're going to head to my other studio, which I recorded my very first single, Dream in. We're gonna go back to that studio and have him kind of like do a second master and kind of compare the two, see which one kind of works better. And then I will be able to actually put those songs out for you guys. If anybody cares to listen. um, but at this point it's imperative that I put out at least one single before I go and do this performance, just so that it's like something that I can market myself with, because right now there's only Dreamin' and Need You on there, and then my cover, which if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's like it's low budget, but I had fun making it. It's Don't Touch Me. It's a collaboration. It's a mashup of Don't Say You Love Me and Touch by Little Mix. Um, so oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I'm like starting to get tired. That's crazy. Um, but yeah, check out the cover. I also have a cover to demonstrate, which I actually performed, and I might actually post some of the highlights from that performance as well. Um, the problem with me is that once if the air is like really really dry, it's difficult for me to. I have to get myself into bringing like Ricola and stuff with me to these performances because a lot of time my throat gets dry, and then even water doesn't really help, and then I run out of water. It's a whole mess. Thank you. Thank you. But anyway, I've been on here for quite some time, and it's time for me to get back to cleaning up because my family is coming tonight, and I'm dreading it right now. I'm dreading it. But gotta do what I gotta do. Sir, I need for you to sit down so that you're not dropping anything on the floor. Thank you. Um, but yeah, so this was fun. We had a really good
Ew.
Ari and Lil Wayne. Didn't they do okay? I don't really. Didn't they do a song together before? Ariana Grande and Lil Wayne. I guess so. Um, Dinah did release Retrograde. I still haven't listened to it. I don't know if I'm. I still don't know if I'm going to. I might, but she did release the this little like I don't know promo type video for Retrograde. Um, I don't know what's going on with her. I really don't know what's going on with her. I liked Let Me Love. Yeah, that was the name of the song. Let Me Love You with Ari and Lil Wayne. I did like that song. That was a good song. But I don't know what Dinah is doing with her career right now. I don't know what's going on. Um, but I need answers.
It is mine now.
I need answers because I need answers to my questions because I have a lot of questions. Um, so I mean, I
What
don't know.
question? Do you have questions? Get it? Get it? Mm, mm. Uh,
Read the room. Nobody laughed. I'm excited for Dinah, but damn, her talent should not be wasted. I feel like it's being wasted because listen, we've seen like nothing of her. Like everybody else is all over the place, and we get like 2 videos from Dinah every like 3 months. We might get another single. Like it's just like at this. Like, come on now. Like now is the time to start getting impatient because now we've waited for almost a year. Now it's time. Okay. I feel like she's not, I don't know. I'm rooting for her, but at the same time I'm just like, girl, you've let a lot of time go by already. And I don't know if people are going to receive you as well as they've received the other girls. You can't honestly, unfortunately for her, you cannot waste a whole lot of time. And then she signed with like LA Reid's, like that should have been a no from the beginning. Yeah, look, Normani. Listen, my one of my friends from school, she sent me like some video footage, and she went to go see Normani. I was like, she's like, oh my gosh, she's like, she is so good live, and she's like, you're always talking about how talented she is, and she definitely is, and all this stuff. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so jealous. I said, I hate you so much. She went to go see. I guess she went to see Ariana Grande, and obviously Normani opened for her, so she got to see Normani too. But I'm like, must be nice. I ain't got money like that to be just throwing out some concert tickets. Cause if I'm going to a concert, I'm going to try and get towards the front. Cause I ain't nobody trying to be up in the damn nosebleeds. I have to wait for Madison Square Garden. Listen, I don't know what the hell. I think she went to go see a Philly or something. I don't know. But anyway, so I am gonna go and get off of here. I've been on here for like almost an hour and a half. It's time for me to go because I got things to do. But this was a really good the what I know you didn't just put your mouth on that. Yes you
no, I
did.
didn't.
Yes you
No, I
did.
didn't. I
Yes you did.
didn't. I
I saw
didn't.
you put your
No,
mouth on
I
it,
did not.
Justin.
No, I did not. No, I did not. No, I did not. No,
That's
I did not.
disgusting.
I did. I did not.
You better not put that's my controller. And what are you doing with the sandwich? Can you put guys, I'm losing it. Okay, anyway, that's gonna be it for this live stream. We had a good talk. You know, we talked everything. We covered everything. We pretty much covered it. I think there's something else that I missed, but I'm probably gonna remember when I get off of here. But we had a good live stream. It was good. Same time next week. Let me stop. I'm definitely gonna try and get it. Like, send me some requests, please, because I need to know what the hell is going on. I've been kind of disconnected while I've been trying to get myself into this work situation, and while I've also been trying to do the music. So I've been kind of like, ooh, siempre bruja. Um, Netflix. So I've been trying to get, I've been trying to get myself together, and so I haven't been all that into what's been going on in the music scene. So definitely let me know about who's trending right now and who's out here making like some good music. I wanna see it all. I wanna review it all. I wanna see it all. So let me know who's got new music out there. Like drop me some comments. In the actual comment section, or send me like something on my community tab has a post, like you can put it in the community tab. I mean, just send me some requests because, well, first of all, I want the channel to grow to more than what it is right now. I want to get to a certain level of a certain amount of subscribers by the end of the summer. So definitely, like, and the good way to do that is to obviously keep on making videos. And I have been really, really bad with that since the beginning of this channel, and I'm trying to get it together. So in my efforts to try and get it together, I also need the assistance of you guys, to let me know what's going on with because I can do only so much. I can check what's trending on the charts, on the Billboard charts, but that's not really going to help me because most of Billboard is trash anyway. But we're not going to get on that today. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great day. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. All right. Park Bomb. Oh yeah, that's right. Bomb does have stuff out. But anyway, yeah, that's gonna be it. Maybe I'll take a look at Bomb stuff because Bomb